Very spectacular.
Wow, gorgeous in this light as well. Vast indeed.
Well, there would have been a huge crowd here on that momentous day in October 1917, here in what was then Petrograd. The Winter Palace, all around us, was stormed by the masses under the leadership of Lenin and the Bolshevik Party. And thus, the Great October Revolution, which changed the country and changed the world, happened right here, 103 years ago. Baltic today.
It is extremely cold. Our faces feel like they're being wrapped up in the cold Arctic wind.
All the workers and peasants and soldiers and sailors were here, and then the naval ship, the Aurora, fired its gun, which was the sign for the masses to move and sweep the old power away.
But then they were stopped so that the history of Russia
Was
could be
preserved, yeah. The masses were so angry, they would have destroyed everything.
They would have been prepared to destroy all of this. But luckily the leaders
were wiser.
We're not going inside because we don't have enough time. So can we go to the blue dome first? To the mosque there?
It's church, but it's for Arab.
Yes. For Muslim, yeah. This is the St. Petersburg Mosque. It was the first largest mosque in Europe when it was built in 1913. Go in here. Come. Yeah. Assalamualaikum. All right. We got it, honey. We got snow in Russia. Snow in Russia.
Yeah.
So it was
Alhamdulillah, while we're in the mosque.
yeah, amazing. Our prayers came through. So as I said, the setup is a bit like in Moscow, just a bit more toned down. In Moscow, you'd have these are all shops,
Yeah.
and there'd be lots and lots of people, lots of tourists as well.
I thought it was pretty and very cool, poorly lit.
It was very poorly lit, unfortunately. Don't know why. It has some history. You know, during the Soviet times, they used the mosque to keep medical equipment.
For some of the period.
For some of the period, until Bunkarno visited St. Petersburg
That's right.
in 55, 56.
Sukarno had this reopened.
Yeah, he requested that the mosque should be given to the Muslim for a purpose for a Muslim congregation. So, on the request of Bunkarno, the mosque was reopened for the Muslim community.
Yeah, should be called Sukarno Mosque.
Or as our driver said, the church for the Arabs. Muslims, she then corrected herself. One more time in front of the Central Mosque of St. Petersburg. Oh, it's snow. Lovely. And we're now entering the Museum of Political History of Russia. And the main exhibition starts with the emperor and how he is seeing it coming. Yes, it is the revolution. So from the emperor being no more, move on to the part of the Bolshevik movement. This is all mosaic artwork. It's a nice room. We're jaywalking in Leningrad. Oh wow, here we are.
Look at the eyes closed.
Look at the ice floating. So we've come here to the Nevsky River to see the Aurora ship. Got Lenin in the background. Cute.
quite a modern warship.
Look at this. Wow. Right, so we thought this was the same shade of blue, but actually that's where the church is of the Savior. So that's the island that we are. So this is a different island that we're on.
I think this is the very gun which fired the very shot that was heard around the world.
So we're inside, underneath the Aurora ship, and it is truly stunning. Well maintained, well painted, well lit, well presented, and it's warm. So the ship itself is 126 meters long. This is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing 3D effect.
That's where we just were.
This is amazing. The people responding to the shot fired from this ship. Wow. That's the Winter Palace. Here, Ho Chi Minh, surrounded by the sailors.
Thank you.
Gorgeous coat he's got on, look at that. Seated and belted on the way to the station.
Military commandant.
Don't understand this. Why are there so many stairs for a station? Woohoo!
1710.
Yeah. The service here. So nice to have people around who can help you. You know, manned service rather than automatic robots, machines. Okay, I'm not kidding. When I said every joint in Russia has a cloakroom, it meant even the train carrier.
Мобильные устройства в беззвучный режим при прослушивании аудиопроизведений использовать индивидуальные наушники.
Oh yeah, honey, what do you usually get on your train from London to Glasgow? Are you used to getting slippers for on the train?
No slippers, no wardrobe, no attendant on the wardrobe.
What else is in this?
Slippers, pillow, and a soap bag.
Usual things we get from London to Glasgow as well. I have a selection of vegetables with Polish cod. Looks like an omelette from the outside. Cod is interesting, but it's still train food, so... So, less than 4 hours later, we're here. Your verdict?
Fantastic, really fantastic. Best railway journey ever.
Yeah, finally in the back of the cab after we arrived in, what's the name of the station I need? The Kraskaya station. It's not the main station of Moscow and therefore it's a bit of a wild, wild west. We're here. We're back in Moscow. We checked into the hotel and we're now central Moscow. -6. Yes, it's -6. It's nice and busy. It's well decorated here, much more lit than in Leningrad. Bolshoi behind us. Big boulevards here.
And there, looking over at the Bolshoi.
Greetings, Mr. Mart. There he is. Now we have to be a bit careful here. It has been snowing. It is a bit icy here. And of course I've got my best walking shoes on. We've arrived, but the scenery is a bit different from what we're used to. The Red Square is cladded with funfair and Christmas booths. Last time we were here, we were just in our shirts and a thin jacket.
Yeah.
Not now. Not now.